Hello there, back again. And now I thought, why not? Let's do the next one of the Ramblo films. That being First Blood Part 2 Rambo. That's right, First Blood Part 2 Rambo. What can I say? Shot in 1985, and you could say again it was a bid it for Sylvester Stallone. Because think about it, same year he was doing this, he was also writing and directing Rocky 4. That's right, Rocky 4. But he's had to write and have ideas for this as well. And when you think about it, it kind of reminds me a bit of Missing in Action. Remember me reviewing Missing in Action? It reminds me of that because it's basically a guy who's sent on a mission, that being Rambo, to find BMWs. And I don't mean the motorbike, BMWs meaning soldiers who are missing in action. Good bit of history because, as we all know, Vietnam, soldiers did go missing in action. They was never known to be dead or alive, and it was shocking. People never knew whether they were dead or they were alive. And some, believe it or not, were prisoners in these camps. Again, they were prisoners. So it does remind me of that, of Missing in Action, and you know what I mean. There was a lot of political debut in that, and it inspired Sai to do a film I thought was similar to Missing in Action, but was more action. You start off with the sergeant visiting Rambo. Remember what he did in the original one, so he's in prison, and you know he's doing hard labour and all that. And he tells them about an operation, finding missing prisoners who are, you know, missing in action, meaning soldiers back in that era. Would you go out and prove that they're still around? And if you do that, you get out a jail out card fee. That's the Rambo goes for the chance, and then he's sent on a mission. With this one, I would say it was more action, unlike First Blood. Even though First Blood did have action in it, it was more of a book. It was more of a thriller. This, it's just a straightforward shoot 'em up, bang bang action film. As you know, this was the one that started it all off, the comic book sort of Rambo. You know, after this, the same day, you had the Mando with Arnold Schwarzenegger. You had a lot of other spin-offs, and one day after Rambo, First Blood Part 2, you even had a cartoon series, which sadly I never did the voice. But I do love the scenery in the jungle, I love the way it's shot, and let's not forget the director, who did a lot of my favourite films. Directed Cobra with Sylvester Stallone, and directed Aladdin with Peter Weller. Damn good film. And like I say, he's going around and he finds them. He finds them missing in action. He finds his Vietnamese girl who he ends up falling for. It's kind of sad, really, because it's the first girl he falls for and the first girl he loses. But I'm going to head of myself. He finds one of them anyway, and he's supposed to take photos and all this. And if you get one die, you might think, I've seen him before. Think of the Karate Kid. He was also in Last House on the Left, been in a lot of things, but a lot of people remember him in the Karate Kid films. Kind of a dick in this, and you know, we get standing on the airplane, does extras, all a bit of action, cuts away, gets his parachute and everything, goes through the jungle to find these people. I love to see where he meets the Vietnamese dude. He says, "What's up, you Rambo?" I was hung up. But you know, it's just fun, and you know, it's just him coming out with Ricky one-liners, and I love it. He does get caught, but the Vietnamese do thingies, you know, to get away. You get another dive as one of the villains in the Bond film, Octopussy. Again, he's been in a lot of films. And the way they talk to Rambo, where they've got him as a prisoner, fucking hell, they've got him in mud, bare butt naked almost. They're cutting fucking leeches off him. They're electrocuting him on an electric fucking fence, you name it, they do it. But Rambo, being what he is, a badass, he manages to get out of it. He says that line, "Colonel David, what? I'm coming for you." Poof, slaps the fucking die, tortured him, fucking kicks ass. And it's sad because the girl in it, who Rambo fell for, she gets shot and dies. And that's when Rambo again becomes a badass. This is a Rambo I love. This is shy. I love in films like this, where he camouflages himself in mud, puts buses on himself, he's hiding in mud, he's hiding in dirty areas, just to get the fucking assholes that killed his woman. And he kills them. In this, you could say Rambo does kill, and he does show no fucking mercy. But in all fairness, the people did toss first blood first, as he said in the original. He gets an air doctor, he saves all the fucking guys who are missing, shoots them on. I love it. And let's not forget the air tip bow arrows that can fire out fucking fire. They can actually fire out fucking fire. And there was a making in the day where actually saw Rambo learning how to fire an arrow, learning how to do the knife things, but looks like he's fucking fighting. He did it all. Did all his work, did most of his stunts, did everything. He was fucking brilliant in this. Saying this looked brilliant. And it was just the eye-tip arrows in any action film. Why do not use that anymore? The eye-tip arrows, right? He fires them. They can blow anything up on fucking fire. This is the Rambo, which to me is more the comic book Rambo. You know what I mean? It's more the comic book. And again, you get an air doctor and he's shooting all the fuckers up. He gets hold of the Eternal at the end. He rams that fucking knife. He says, "You know there's two there. Find them, and I find you." You know what I mean? And he does, you know what I mean? He gets his evil on the ones who talk to him, blows them the fuck up, rightly so. Because he's a hero, but in a way he doesn't take that ticket. He says, "Give it to them," because they were the boys who were missing in action, rightly so. And I do remember this line. I love this line where the Eternal says to him, "How do you live, John?" Because he's walking off. "Day by day." And it ends with that beautiful song, similar to the first one, but another beautiful song that "Already love won't for your brother, fight for him all." And it kind of reminds me why I didn't have that on a DVD for special feature. Because back in the day, there was an original music video of that First Blood Part 2 Rambo. You know, back in 1985, when this came out, same year as Lucky 4. But I remember seeing a bit of the video, and yeah, it's a bit poorly taste. It's all like coffins and tombstones for the ones that died, you know, the real soldiers who died fighting in that war, you know, Vietnam. So I can kind of see probably why they sort of missed out on that. They probably thought it was a bit sick and a bit poor taste, so in some died visiting cemeteries of soldiers who died. But there was a video back in that day from that song. But First Blood Part 2, Rambo, it's not a bad one. It's not a bad one. Other than that, I'll do other films on the way, and then I'll do one of my favourite Rambo films, that being Rambo 3, as well as the Rockies and other things from my friend who want me to do to tests. And I say again, for anyone, if you want me to do a test, any films, talk about anything, I'm a sucker for conversation. Other than that, I'll see you soon.